from there. So we can start from speaking, and about it, let me share you. Let me share something with you. So when it comes to part 5, a lot of people would think that. Wait, just a second. Let me show you. Mm, so let's say. Right. So let's say this is our question, right? We are to select one and then talk about it. We have yoga classes and spin cycling. First, let's understand the task, what has been asked of us. It's not just a comparison. Remember, you are not only to compare the two pictures, but rather it says compare and persuade. Okay? A lot of people mistake it for choose an option and just talk about that. There's a difference between choosing and then comparing and persuasion. So choosing would mean that, okay, I choose yoga classes because they're good. They are $30 per month, so they're cheap and they're held in morning, so you would be free in the morning. So that's just choosing. Comparing is like, comparatively, yoga classes are cheaper than spin cycling. Okay, and since they are held in the mornings, it would be good for your office timings. We are not sure when the spin cycling begins, so you might not be able to join them. So see, the difference between both the responses was that in the first one, I was just saying that the yoga classes are good. In the second one, I was talking about how the yoga classes are better. So there's a difference, okay? That's comparing. First thing. And after I have told that, there needs to be a layer of persuasion as well. Okay, I need you to choose yoga classes because they would be beneficial to you, because you will be able to enjoy them more than spin cycling. So, two parts of it. First, compare and then persuade the person to get it. Now, when we talk about brainstorming for this, or when we talk about the content, what to put in our answer, that would be that, either there are two choices. Pick from here, okay, turn these into the advantages, and for comparison, turn these into disadvantage. Let me show that. Or the second part, or the second type is where you just make up the advantages for it. For example, if I were to take the content from these options given, so it would sound something like, you know what, I would suggest you to go for yoga classes because compared to spin cycling, they're a lot cheaper. They cost only $30 per month, where you would have to pay $40, a whole $10 more for the cycling. Also, these are held in the morning, so it would be better, it would be suitable for you since it won't clash with your office timings. And, it will help you with flexibility, and it would also help you to relieve your stress. Plus, it's indoor, and it's indoor, so you won't have to worry about the weather since it's suitable for all the year round. Now, in this way, I was just taking the advantages from here. That works just as well. Other than that, we can, as I've mentioned, the second brainstorming strategy was to come up with the advantages yourself. You don't necessarily need to use these. For example, I know how big of a fan you are of meditation and keeping yourself in shape. So that's why I know that you would do much better with yoga classes. And plus, in yoga classes, you would find people similar to your interests, similar to your mindset, and similar to your obsession of basically staying fit. So you would be able to make much more better friends. So in the second response, how did I help my case is by adding in additional information, something that was not given to us in the picture. So that works as well. If you feel like you can't brainstorm on point, if you can't hypothetically think of situations like that, you can just use the advantages from here. Otherwise, you can come up with the advantages yourself, related to yourself. Similarly, let's see in another case, we have let's do this one. small dog, and a hamster. Now, if I were to do this, if I do not have content in mind, I will use this and then compare against this. I am always in favor of getting a dog. So, I would suggest you to get a dog since it's friendly and playful. And, though there is one point of it that you would have to go for a daily walk and it would ask for much grooming. But basically, since it's ideal for families with kids, I think your family would enjoy their time more with a dog other than a hamster, which would only live in a cage, right? At the same time, you would have to spend some medical expenses on it, but it's I would say that it's worth it because it would be friendly and you would always have something to keep your hands full. So that would be where I take the information or content from here. Now let's say I have some time, I have some real ideas to put in for why should we get a dog, why should the other person get a dog. So I can come up with the content myself. Like I suggest going along with a dog because you see, m- my sister has an allergy with the hamster. So naturally, we can't get, she can't be around a hamster. So naturally, we'd have to get a dog. And other than that, I think the way, how much playful or how much, energetic the dog would be, we would take benefit of that as well. We can, go out on walks, daily walks. You and I, we could use, a walk sometimes. So that would be much better for us anyways. In this case, I am using, my own brainstorming, my own uh, advantages for the dog. Okay, so there are two ways that part 5 can go about. Make sense?
Yeah, it's okay.
Now,
Thanks
let's
so
talk
much.
about the structure, right? So, you should have a practical layer as to why it is a better option, then a personal layer. In personal layer, you can add stuff like, personally, I would also want to suggest that in this case, let's talk about practical layer would be that uh, it would be friendly and playful, and then the family would have a great time with it. And then personal layer would be personally, I know that you're a dog person, so you would enjoy being with a dog more than with a hamster, since you go out on walks and all that. And then a persuasive layer that includes a comparison, means you are to tell in a persuasive layer that why getting a hamster is not a good option for you. So just like survey writing, in which we are not writing that why option A is good, but we're writing why option A is better. In this one as well, comparison would show like that. Dog is not just good, but rather dog is a better option to get. Okay.
Yeah,
Hamster, you can't keep it. It's small, it's high maintenance, it's just gonna stay in a cage. It would, you'd have to clean up after it a lot. So not an ideal choice. And that would be your persuasive layer. So in comparison, in conclusion, what are you going to do is add two advantages of the dog of why you should get a dog. Either get the advantages from here, and it's fine if you don't get to complete, or it's fine if you don't get to talk about every advantage. You can talk about this and you can talk about this if they're advantageous, or if you can turn them into an advantage. And then one disadvantage, or basically how, like, you can give two disadvantages as well of a hamster. Because if that's a comparison, if there's a comparison, there would be persuasion as well that, that's why dog would be much better and not a hamster.
all right. Thank you so much.
Any other question from speaking? Now that we're doing speaking, we can spend, I guess, a few more minutes. Any other part of speaking? Anyone?
Hello, good morning. Please, I just come in when you have started. Actually, I don't know the basis of your discussion. I'm sorry. My name is Sandy. Thank you. Actually, I just met you discussing this. I didn't understand what you have just said. I just came in. Sorry.
It's fine. Hi, Sunday. It's good to have you. And
Um,
I understand this is your first session. So let me introduce this session to you and myself. My name's Zia. Feel free to, if you have any question, let me know. But in this session, what we're doing is start with a Q&A part. Q&A would mean if you have any question regarding CELPIP, feel free to ask that, whether it be listening, reading, writing, or speaking. If you're having a problem with a specific part, with a specific thing. And after that Q&A session, we're going to move on to the grammar part of it. In the grammar part, we are going to discuss parallel structure today that would help you in your writing and in your speaking. So right now we are at the Q&A session. If you have any question regarding CELPIP, any module, or if anyone else has any other question for speaking.
Actually, thank you. This diagram aspect is a difficult area for me. Under listening is a difficult area for me. And
part 3?
Yeah. And the part 5 and is it part 5 and 6 in the under the reading? These are the difficult areas for me.
Let's do that as well.
Let's go through it. I'll be happy. This diagram area is a difficult one for me too. Thank you.
Let's do that. I think we have a question from Joy as well.